Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DebConf 2024. Today we have Paul Liu with us, a Debian developer, presenting his talk, Running Cuttlefish on Debian on Rockpi4 board.
Okay,
Can we give him a nice warm round of applause?
Okay, thank you, everyone. So I'm Paul, and I'm working on Linaro. So my topic is running Cuttlefish on Debian on Rockpi4. Actually, any board that runs Debian. So what is Cuttlefish? So Cuttlefish is a virtual Android device, and it's actually a Google's project. So it's part of the LSP, and which is open source. And what's the difference from the Android emulators with Cuttlefish? So Cuttlefish guarantees that full fidelity with Android framework. And usually it has a Cuttlefish to respond to your interaction at the OS level, just like a physical phone. So basically, it emulates a physical phone, like a physical phone. So you can install your LSP on it, or your customized LSP on it. And also, sorry. Yeah, but this is all written on the official web pages. But for my own opinion is that Cuttlefish is like, it runs better on the cloud or server. Yeah, think about it. If you have a customized LSP, or you have an app that has a bug, but only happen with a 1% probability. And traditionally, if you want to debug this kind of bug, you have to have a loop. So you reboot your OS, or you retry your app 100 times, and the expected value is 1. So you will see one value, so the 100 iterations. But with Cuttlefish on cloud or on server, you can have 100 instances run simultaneously, and you run your OS simultaneously, or you run your app simultaneously on the 100 virtual devices. And then you will see one virtual device failed, expected value, I mean. So you can go that virtual devices and collect some information there, or see what happened there. So that's the way why Cuttlefish is very, very powerful. But as I am only a single, one person, one open source developer, so I use this as emulators rather than you using it on cloud or something like that. So the hardware I use is Rockpi4B. It's a single board computer. The SoC is Rockchip RK3399. It's ARM64. And the RAM is 4 GB. It's very small and very cheap. It's like $100, less than $100. With shipping cost to Taiwan, it's $100. Yeah, so, but it's already end of life. But Rockpi5 is a successor, so you can still buy Rockpi5. And how do we start? First, we need to install Debian on this single board computer. I have a session 2 years ago and talking about the system ready. So this board is also system ready certificate. So that means install Debian on this board. You don't need too many knowledges on the BSP or something like that. You just download the ISO files from official Debian website and DD that ISO file to a USB stick, and insert that USB stick on the USB port and power on. Then you can install Debian step by step, but you have to connect the serial console. That's the only difference from your laptop or your desktop x86. Yeah, because on x86 you can connect USB keyboard, mouse, and the display, but for this board it's not working. You have to use the serial console. But the rest is the same. You will see the Debian installer. You will ask you questions, and you answer the Debian installer, and step by step, and you will finish the installation process. Then you have Debian. So as you can see that this is a Debian I just installed, and I log in my account to this board. And as you can see that the kernel is just Debian's kernel. It's not customized kernel. It's just Debian's kernel, and also the Debian stable. the bookworm. So so for this kind of boards, it's not hard to install Debian. Just see if a board has a system-ready certificate. And the second step is to install Cuttlefish. So Cuttlefish is hosted on GitHub, not on traditional Google's code repositories. It's on GitHub. So you go GitHub to download the source code and follow the instruction to build it, and you will get 4 Debian packages. And then you use apt or dpkg to install these Debian packages on this board. And then, as I said, it emulates the hardware, so you have to download or build AOSP at least to run your app. So because I want to run the app, so I just download the LSP. So because it's ARM64 board, so I download the zip, the LSP zip, and the cvd host packaging, .gd. And actually, I tried to build the LSP by myself, and it takes a lot of hours actually. So, and I just got the same resource of this zip and .gd. So yeah, we can to save time we can just download it, the binaries. Okay, then run Cuttlefish. So after extracting those tables and those zip files, and then you issue this command, in like 40 or 50 seconds, you will see that the virtual device is booted successfully. And then you open your browser. You open your browser, and you connect it to the board's IP address with port A443, and you will see this screen. So this is your virtual devices. You see it's AOSP. And if you use your mouse to swipe down from up, this is WebRTC, so you can use your mouse from down button to up. And then you will see the app list. And then you can run adb install apk to install your applications in this environment. So what I'm using on this device is, sometimes you have non-free apps that you have to use. It's unavoidable. For example, in Taiwan, if we buy something overseas, and when so you need to do the customer clearance, and it will ask you to install this app to do the custom clearance. Well, in law or in theory, they said you can use paper-based, so you don't need to be digitalized. You can paper-based, but in practical, it's not working because those carriers like DHL, like FedEx, like Taobao, will ask you to install this app. They don't have options for you to do paper-based. So you have to install this app anyway. And as I said, it's not open source. And it requires the following permissions. You can check it on Google Play. It's the same. The first is camera. I think it's okay for me because the government app will take photos of your government issue ID, so it's okay for me. The second and three, I think I'm okay too, but the fourth is I don't like it because maybe I have some photos that I don't want to show to anyone on the earth, but it requests us permission to access my image gallery, and I just don't think why it needs to access my image gallery just for custom clearance. So that must be wrong. I mean. So, as you can see, I installed the easy way on these Cuttlefish devices. And this is a startup screen. And this is the application. So you can do the real name authorization to do the custom clearance. And I can also show you that just like the LSP has a virtual keyboard, so you can install things through the virtual keyboard. But also you can install things through your physical keyboard because it's WebRTC. So it's also supported. So not only easy way, I also tried this app. I'm not sure you know this or not. This is WeChat. Yeah, because I work for Linaro, and Linaro is a global hire company. So sometimes, we have China colleagues. And basically, for Linaro, we use Google service. So we use Gmail, we use Google Chat. But sometimes, in some sensitive period, the grade firewall will be very strict. So the China colleagues, they cannot access the Google service at that period. So the most stable way is use WeChat, just in case. So I also installed WeChat. As you can see, that it's the Linaro employee group, something like that. So, previously I said that it's a project host from GitHub, and it builds Debian packages. So I'm thinking that why don't we upload those packages to Debian? So I tried to analyze those packages, and I found it needs a lot of polished. Why? The first thing is it tries to download. When you build the packages, it tries to download npm packages from network, and it's not allowed for our building. So the first thing is we need to package those npm packages. Why we need those npm packages? Because remember that the UI is WebRTC is all written in JavaScript. So they use a lot of npm packages, not yet in Debian. And the second thing is the recent version is they try to use Bazel. And Bazel is not very integrated with Debian right now. We have Bazel Bootstrap in Debian. And Bazel Bootstrap, you can use it to build AOSP kernel, but when using Bazel Bootstrap to building Cuttlefish, it's not working. But this is a minor problem because we can replace Bazel by our own build system. It's not very hard right now. Cuttlefish is not using Bazel a lot. So, but npm packages, I try to use npm to db to list the dependencies. Yeah, it's like 50 npm packages that need to be packaged to Debian first for this web UI stuff. Yeah, this is only the part of the list. So yeah, so I like to show you that 50 is not many but not few. So maybe if you are interested in this project, and then maybe we can work together in the JavaScript team to package these packages to Debian. And yeah, that's my presentations. So any questions?
System on like a complete different device. Do you know if we can sort of repurpose this as a privacy-focused alternative? Like sometimes I don't want to install like some applications on my phone. Is it like, do you think this thing can run on your phone browser? Can you use like, let's say, Facebook or something that you rarely use, but sometimes you need it? So do you think it can be done?
Yeah, should be.
Kind of a more technical question. So I saw you're running APKs, so WeChat and the other app. How is that technically done? Like, what's the interface to run that in Debian?
Sorry, what interface?
So you're running APKs, right? Like, how is that done? How can an APK just run in Debian, right? So more of an explanation there. How exactly is that working? Why is it so easy? You probably just drag and drop on the screen copy, I assume.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. Actually, I can show you a pre-recorded demo, so maybe it's easier to understand. MPV. So this is an example. I SSH to my board, and as you can see, the APK is already there. So I try to ADB install, ADB connect to this device, and ADB install the APK to the device. So it's actually side-loaded. But actually, you can also try to side-load GApps. I don't recommend that because you will be very. It's another non-open source stuff, but you can sideload the GApps, so you can click the Google Play and you download the apps from there. That's also work. But I just try to make it easier. I just ADB install the APK to the device. So this is launch CVD. As I say that we need to wait for like 40 to 50 seconds to wait the Cuttlefish virtual device to start. Yeah, let me fast forward a while. Yeah, as you can see, the virtual device is booted successfully. Then you use the browser, and you connect the IP address of the board. Yeah, you don't have the SSL certificate installed, so you have to pass that. And you turn on the CVD1, and then you see the device is on. And you swipe up to unlock it. And this is the main screen of the LSP. And then you swipe again to, you swipe again to list the apps. And this is a real screenshot of purchasing Rockpi4 because Rockpi4 is already EOL, end of life. So I just purchased a new board. Okay, so you can see that there's one that need to do real name authorization. And it says it's DHL, the DHL in Chinese. So they ship the board through DHL to me. So that's a demo. So any other questions if you want to ask?
Yeah, so usually applications can detect whether it is being run in a virtual environment so that the application won't boot up. I have noticed this in banking applications in India at least, where if a developer mode is turned on, you can't open the app. So does Cuttlefish have anything that prevents the application from detecting that it is being run virtual? Because I think WeChat is only supposed to be installed in China only, right?
Sorry?
So like WeChat is supposed to be used only in China, I believe, right?
No. WeChat can be used globally, but it's not blocked by the Great Firewall. So you can use it to communicate with China people.
Okay. And does it have support for like SIM card, like virtually receiving SMS, OTPs? Is that possible?
Sorry?
SMS with SIM card.
I'm not sure. I didn't try it, but you have to. Yeah, I mean, Cuttlefish. You can import some real devices to VirtIO, but I'm not sure if your SIM card, the modem, the 3G modem, I'm not sure you can import the real device there or not, because I don't know it. But maybe someone write it, then you can do it. For example, Currently, I cannot play games because I didn't enable the 3D acceleration on this board. But if you do, if you can play Open Arena in Debian on this board, then you can play any 3D games in Cuttlefish because you will use the 3D acceleration and it's suitable I/O.
Thank you. Why are you mostly using this? Is it just for evaluating boards, or what's the actual use, or is it only for hobbyists?
Well, I'm helping people to run this on server, but I don't have a server. So I know they are using Cuttlefish to massively test Android OS or something like that. But because I don't have any experience on those expensive machines, so I only use it for myself, just like some apps I don't like, so I install that on these cheap boards. Yeah, most people don't run Cuttlefish on this cheap board, I think. They just run it on cloud, because on cloud you can allocate a lot of memories, allocate a lot of CPU cores on it, so you can run. Yeah, I can tell you that if you launch CVD multiple times, you can have a lot of CVDs on the web pages. But on this board, if you try to run second CVD, the out-of-memory killers will start killing process randomly, so that means the memory is not enough.
Any other questions?
This board has a EFI share? EFI share? EFI?
EFI?
Put BIOS EFI.
Yes, it has. U-boot has EFI implementations right now. So if you are using the mainline U-boot and you turn on some options, then you will have the EFI. So that's why the system ready requires to use EFI to boot the Debian installers.
Anyone else? Cool. If we're wrapping up, I have one last, admittedly silly question. Do you know why it's called Cuttlefish?
Sorry?
Do you know why it's called Cuttlefish?
No, I don't know.
And just to confirm, no more questions, right? Oh, we do have one. Perfect. No. Yeah.
Okay. I can just comment on the name Cuttlefish. Every Android device is named after a fish. Cuttlefish is a kind of a fish.
Yeah, I saw some people ask me a silly question is, why don't you buy another phone to run these apps? Yeah, I do that before I know Cuttlefish. I do buy another phone to run WeChat for work. And for easy way, I don't need to buy a second phone because I will use my wife's name to buy the boards. And my wife has to use easy way. So that's the answer.
And that's all, it looks like. I can give another round of applause to Paul and thank him for coming out to DebConf 2024.